Hello, I'm Sim and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So a lot of you already know that I'm getting married this year and I'm super excited about it, but also the planning is super hectic and crazy, and it's almost like I have another full-time job. So we've not yet hired a wedding planner, and so I've been doing all of it myself. And so if you're someone like me and haven't hired a wedding planner or don't want to hire a wedding planner, I'm going to be sharing all the contacts I have, all the rates I've gotten, all the research I've done with you. So stay tuned. Before I start sharing all the information with you, I want to share a little background about me and my expectations and what my dream wedding looks like. So my then boyfriend and now fiance, feels super cool to say it, proposed to me in April in London. We were on a vacation. I had no idea what was going on, and anyways, that's a story for another day. But he proposed to me in April. We had our engagement in June, and we want to get married this year in 2023, somewhere between October to December. We haven't finalized on the dates yet, but we both have always wanted a beach wedding, and given that October to December is the best time of the year anywhere to have a wedding, those are the months we have finalized on so far. And honestly, that's the only thing that's finalized. We have no idea where we're doing it, what we're doing, nothing like that. But I'm also the kind of girl who never grew up knowing what her dream wedding is gonna be like. But the minute I started dating my boyfriend, I was like, okay, when we get married, I just need a grand proposal. That was the only thing I told him. And I genuinely did not think he'd actually pick up on it and do it. So yeah, truly lucky, touch wood for that. But I've never been a person who wants a super fancy or grand wedding. A wedding for me is not a movie production. It's actually just a celebration for the bride and the groom. I don't want to be the bride that is introduced to new people at her wedding. I want to celebrate with people I already know, my parents' friends I already know, my fiance's parents' friends who I already know. So I know I don't want my wedding to be super big. I want it to be a small, intimate affair where we both are just celebrating with people we love and care about. And so we essentially have these two things down. We know we want a beach wedding. We know we want a small, intimate wedding. So we started off with that, but we did not know where in the world would we get a good beach to have an Indian wedding without too many rules and regulations about actually having your wedding at the beach, right? Because Hindu weddings require fire, and a lot of countries don't allow having fire at the beach. And so that was the first thing that we found out in our wedding research. I emailed a couple of places in Turkey, Antalya. I was like, okay, we want to have a beach wedding. It's an Indian function. This is the event list that I'm planning to do. And I spoke to a couple of hotels, event planners, and what we found out from a couple of hotels was that they were not allowing us to have a wedding fire on the beach. You can have it on the lawn overlooking the beach. So if you are planning a beach wedding, definitely check up on that point. The second thing that I found out about having a beach wedding is that you cannot expect your guests to walk on sand in their Indian outfits. So you need to either carpet it or add some sort of flooring, which is very expensive in most countries that I looked it up. So that's another thing you need to add to your checklist. The first step that we did is actually both families sat down and decided a budget. So then we could work backwards. We decided the number of guests and the budget that we would associate with the wedding, and then decide which location would fit our budget and our preferences and our tastes and our requirement completely. And I tell you, we haven't finalized on anything yet. I don't even know where we're getting married or what the exact date of my wedding is. So there's a lot going on for sure. But I'll share with you all the places that I have done my research so far. So I'll start off with telling you all the places that we did consider. One was Antalya in Turkey, a lot of places in the Middle East, from Oman, Qatar, Muscat, Fujairah, RAK, Bahrain, and then we did our research with a lot of places in Thailand, Hua Hin, Phuket, Rayong, and I'm missing a few, but definitely a few more in Thailand. and then we also had Bombay in the list. So if you're looking at a destination wedding and you're confused between doing it in India, at home, in your city versus a destination wedding, stay tuned for more. So my fiance and I split up the geographies we were covering, and we started off just finding top 10 hotels in all of these cities and emailing them saying, okay, we're getting married from a period of October to December. This is the tentative number of guests. What would your wedding package look like? It sounds very easy, but then you also have so many cities that are on your list with 10 hotels each, and you're keeping track. So I 200% recommend maintaining an Excel sheet with your family and your groom's family to ensure that everyone is across all the discussions you're having. So that is one aspect. And then the second thing I also kept going is I kept talking to multiple wedding planners about the weddings they've had in other places, and to get estimated quotes from them for a wedding they would have had in Turkey at probably a similar type of hotel that I would have liked, with a beach, with some sort of decor that they can recommend to me. So I asked them to send me a proposal. I asked them to share pictures of what sort of weddings they've done with an estimated budget. So that would help us narrow down or sort of understand if a certain city or a certain hotel within that city would even match our budget and our requirement, and then started cancelling out hotels and cities based on that. In addition, we found a lot of event planners who actually do this for you for free before you sign them on. They give you a list of probably 5 hotels in each city, but most event planners only help you with one city before you sign them on. So I approached multiple wedding planners and I inquired about a different geography from each person, and they gave me 5 to 6 hotels with the quotes next to it. And so when you're talking to these event planners, also ask them for an estimate on decor cost and what are the overheads that would include when you're having a destination wedding, and add them to your Excel list so that you know what are your pluses also going to look like, and not just only consider your hotel room and your food costs for your guests. So these are some of the initial tips that I would 200% recommend. Make sure you tap the subscribe button so that you can get a full lowdown on the pros and cons of each city, each hotel, the rates, the Excel list with all my contacts of decorators, event planners and everything. Bye!